loud? When was the last time I heard noises this close by? And it's been a while since I've been woken up. What time is it? No, when is it? This smell. Human. Hey, I know you can hear me, human. What? You sound surprised. Scared, even. Let me guess. You didn't quite expect someone to be this deep in the castle, did you? Look, I'm not sure what you're here for, and to be honest, I don't care. Steal all the loot that you want. But, please, make sure to unlock this cage before you go. It's been a while since I've seen anyone, and I am thirsty. So thirsty. So bright. What type of magic is that? How'd you suddenly light up this entire room? A flashlight? I've never heard of something that's able to light up a room so well before. Huh. I guess you aren't just some ordinary thief. You came prepared with top quality equipment. But I suppose that's the minimal requirement if you wanted to sneak into the castle. Yes, this is a castle. Wait, how wouldn't you know? I mean, you went through the trouble of coming here. Underground? No, that can't be right. Are you saying that we're deep underground right now? That doesn't make sense. I swear before I slept I could still hear people here. I think I even heard cannons? And the clashing of weapons. What happened? My head. I'm fine, human. Huh? Well, I call you human because that's what you are, aren't you? Me? No, human, I'm not. You've got such powerful equipment that shines bright even in the darkest of days. Yet for some reason you can't even tell what I am. Maybe you should take a closer look. What? It doesn't ring a bell? Pale skin, pointed ears, and these fangs? You act like it's your first time seeing fangs. What, have you never seen a vampire before? What? Of course they exist. You should know this. Your damn kind hunted us down for sport. That's why I'm in this bloody cage. I was supposed to be executed. That's why I'm here. I'm remembering. Why did they leave me here alone? Look, I don't know how long I've been here for, human. Vampires can live for thousands of years. It doesn't feel like it's been long, but for all I know, I could have been here for centuries. Wait, that's it. Human, what year is it? Is that true? I I don't believe it. If that's the case, then I really have been here for centuries. Then this explains why the castle looks like it's changed so much. Just from this room. The the fighting that I heard before I slept. It it must have been a war. Some sort of war must have broke out and the castle must have been overrun. And during the war, it must have been buried into the ground and forgotten throughout history. With me in it. And I guess including vampires. Yes, human, I'm not lying. There were many vampires. It's just, we never lived in big groups. Big groups means it's a lot easier for your kind to kill us in one fell swoop. So, best we could do was scatter. Spread around the entire world and hide. Hide amongst you. Not that that was effective. But you are different from other humans. Unique. I mean, somehow and in some way, you found this destroyed castle even after all these years. What's even more interesting is the fact that you're asking questions, almost as if you're trying to understand a monster like me. Why is that? That's a good point. Figuring out whether you should let me out or to keep me trapped here. I gotta admit, it's a nice change of pace actually meeting a human that listens to reason instead of assumptions. Yeah. You're right. I am thirsty. And now that you've reminded me, now I'm starting to feel it in every bone in my body. I've never gone so long without drinking. So I hope you can at least empathize with my thirst. No, I could never attack you, human. Not after you've taken the time to talk and listen to me. And to be honest, I've never attacked a human before. Not out of thirst. I swear it. I can resist it better than other vampires. Yeah, I'm not lying. I don't like hurting people. I've seen it before. How my own kind drink from humans. I've seen them do it in moderation, and I've seen them draining humans dry. I don't like the idea of having to put anyone through that, just so I could live another day comfortably. So, I never did. I always just drank animal blood. I even had a local source in the village that I used to live in. At least until they finally realized that something wasn't quite normal with me. But, well, That's a story long forgotten. Hmm? You... you want to hear my story? I don't know, human. It's a long one. You... you're sitting on the floor? Oh. You've got time. Well, I suppose I could tell you. I've got plenty of time too. But this will probably determine your decision, right? Whether to let me out or not. Are you not worried or even suspicious that I might make things up to make myself more favorable to you? I see. You'll be the one to make that decision, huh? Well, get comfortable. Like I said, it's a long story. Well, where to start? I guess we could start at the beginning. As you know, vampires are creatures of the night. They burn in the sun, but thrive under the moonlight. Gifted with an extremely long life, increased healing capabilities, and basically immune to most diseases, and even has superhuman strength. All of this with the curse of our thirst. A terrible thirst that can't be satiated by water, but instead by the blood of living beings. From what I know, there are two ways that vampires come to be. Either they were born into their vampirehood, or were once human but drank the blood of a vampire to become one themselves. And then there's me. I am the latter. Made you curious, didn't I, human? What I mean by it is me. I was the result of a forbidden romance between a human and a vampire. That's me. A halfling. With all the benefits of the vampire's physique, and I can even walk under the sun without really being burnt by it. I'd say the effects are more akin to sunburn than actually, well, burning to death. But my thirst? I'd say it's just as bad as any other vampire. You know, growing up with a human mother made me different from other vampires. Not so much in physique and like my capabilities, but more so my morals. I was less violent, and I even grew a conscience when it came to hurting others. You could say it was because of her that I ended up drinking blood from animals instead of humans. That was my family. We were happy, you know? Just alone in the woods nearby a village, where a butcher's family that we knew well provided us with blood. All we had to do was come in once a week and collect it. Yeah, it's true that it could have been suspicious. A family living alone, secluded in the woods, and only coming by the village for the sake of taking blood from the butcher. Anyone would have thought it was suspicious, but at the time, no one did. It was all thanks to my mother. She was the healer of the village, and she was damn good at her job. I guess no one really questioned anything because she was good. They probably just assumed that the blood helps with creating potions or whatever treatment she comes up with. But, well, there was no suspicion until a child went missing. The child went missing for days before his body was found, you know? And unfortunately for my family, it was found in the woods nearby our house. Yeah, the child was dead, drained of all blood. The only hint at what did this or who did this were fang marks on his neck. It was a vampire, one that my family didn't know. And just like that, our peaceful life was over. Mm-hmm. The village never found out who the culprit was. All the villagers knew was that there was a woman with her family in the woods that ordered regular blood from the butcher. That didn't help us when another kid went missing. And then another. And then another. Tension was everywhere in this town, and everyone was paranoid. And the only thing in the villagers' heads was, who's doing all of this? They needed someone to blame. Anyone. Who could need so much blood? I'm sure they asked themselves that. And I'm sure the only answer was us. A lone family in the woods, ordering blood from the butcher. Who wouldn't be suspicious of that? Thinking back on it now, I honestly can't blame the villagers for coming to that conclusion. It was suspicious. Extremely suspicious. One thing led to another, and all of a sudden, the villagers are picking up pitchforks, torches, and any other weapons they could find. And they stormed my home. And me? As a halfling, I'm a bit of a late bloomer when it comes to my vampire abilities, so I wasn't strong enough to protect myself or my mother. That night my father had left to hunt deer, since, well, we knew full well that we were extremely suspicious, so we were trying not to order as much blood whenever we could. But by the time he returned, my mother had already been killed. Burned at the stake. And I was next. Luckily for me, I was saved by my father. At least from the villagers. Unfortunately for us, vampire hunters arrived at the scene soon enough, and we were both captured. Yeah. That's how I ended up here. Locked away in this cage like some animal. At the time, the method for killing vampires for good didn't exactly exist yet. So the best way they knew how was to leave us out in the sun until we burned to death. But, well, there's me, an outlier. A unique vampire that could survive in the sun. So I lived. But not after watching my father burn right in front of me. I could hear it, you know? His screams of agony. The smell of burning flesh. That's something I could never forget. No matter how many years I live as a vampire. They came back to make sure that we were dead. And obviously they found me, still alive and breathing. From then on, I basically became some sort of immortal circus freak. One that didn't die no matter how many times I get stabbed, slashed, and get shot. A dangerous monster that was said to have killed an entire village. When in reality, I haven't even tasted a single drop of human blood. But because of my vampire abilities, I lived on. Heck, I practically became an adult vampire in this damn cage. But with no blood ever being given to me, I'm far too weak to escape on my own. And the thirst just gets stronger and stronger. Throughout the years, I guess they discovered a method of using a wooden stake to kill vampires. And that's how I was going to be executed. I think they wanted to execute me for the public. The reason, I don't think we'll ever know. I don't know any of the details. Heck, you probably know more than I do. But all I know is that the hunger, the thirst, it was too much. So I slept, trying to forget it all. Next thing I know, I'm waking up to you. And that about sums up my story, human. It took longer than I expected. I'm sorry about that. So? Why aren't you saying anything? Have you made a decision? Huh? Human, you're crying. For me. Whoa. Wait, you've just... Human, you've just freed me. Thank you. I don't know how I can thank you for this. I don't deserve to be locked away. Human, I appreciate you listening to me, to my story. But how could I ever repay you for this? I mean, I have nothing. You just want me to listen to your story sometime. Is that all? Well, I can certainly do that. I promise. I'll listen to your story. My stomach. Why? Why now? No, you have to stay away. Please. If you get any closer, your scent, your blood, I'm going to be tempted. Just stay back. I don't know if I'll be able to hold back if you come any closer. It's been far too long since I've drank, and my thirst, it's unbearable. Don't. Why are you baring your neck? I can't do that. I've never had human blood before. If I have it now, when I'm this thirsty, I don't know if I'll be able to stop. You trust me? Why? Look, you may trust me, but I don't know if I trust myself. Stop! You're so close. I can smell it. Your blood. I can practically feel every pulse, like it's inviting me in. No, I can't. I don't know how you can trust me when I'm in this state. I mean, look at me. I'm salivating. What? You're still showing me your neck. Are you really sure about this? It's gonna hurt. Well, if you're sure, then fine. But just a little bit, and not from your neck. That artery is important. Give me a wrist. It'll hurt less, and there's a less likely chance that you'll bleed to death. Assuming I can hold back, that is. Here, pull up your sleeves. That is good. Look, this is your last chance to back out. Because once I bite, there is no turning back. Okay. Then I'm sorry. Now this is blood. I need more. Come here. Hey, this isn't enough. I need more. The neck. I need your neck. Stop resisting. I don't care if you're drained dry. Heck, I don't care if you die. Humans like you don't deserve to live. Not after all you've done. Huh? Human? Hey, human. No. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. What have I done? What came over me? Look, I swear I never meant for this to happen. I'm sorry. Hey, come on. Human, please, you can't close your eyes. I never meant for this. I'm so sorry. No. There's too much blood. I can't stop it. Please, stop flowing. No, you're getting cold. Human, please. You have to live. You have to. Look, you haven't even told me your story yet. Don't make me a monster.